Hello, peeps. Welcome to another episode of R2 Sports Talk. Real fan, real talk. We're starting today's episode with our football segment. Liga Uno from Peru. It happened. My Alianza Lima play against Chancas. We won 1-0 by a goal of Pablo Sabac. The team is looking a lot better, more confident. There's still a few things in the technical department that there need to be worked on. But I think with Pablo Sabac finally scoring last week and now having that little confidence back, it's helping him with the game, especially with Germán Barcos being out with an injury that he suffered a few weeks ago. So far, we're doing good. We're doing okay. Now let's go to the Bundesliga, which Bayern Munich had a tough win against Wolfsburg. 3-2, very tough game. I'm like, defensively, we look very shaky. And Manuel Neuer made a few mistakes, very unlikely from him. So I'm like, I don't know. It looks like they need to get some things together. You know, a new coach, new everything. So we'll see what happens this season. But right now, it's looking a little tough. Let's continue with our football segment. Now let's go to the MLS, where the New York Red Bulls tie 1-1 with Charlotte. This was it was a back and forth game, and Red Bulls started with a hot streak, nothing but winning, but now more draws than anything. That's not bad, but we need to get some serious wins some more wins, continuous wins, because to get more points and try to get that championship. So we'll see. Now let's go to the WNBA, where the Indiana Fever lost to the Minnesota Lynx. And again, this loss is solely blamed on Christy Sykes, the head coach of the Indiana Fevers. This lady has no idea what she's doing with this team. Why you put on the bench Lexi Hall when she is a scoring machine? She always finds herself open. And Caitlin Clark finds her open. 3-point shooting. They have a great chemistry. Why are you putting Samuelson? It makes no sense. This girl cannot hit a shot unless it's a layup. And even then, it's crazy. So, I don't know. Defensively, we were not there. If they would have had the same lineup with the previous two wings that we had, we would have not had a loss. But again, this is the number one team or the second number one team. With the second best record. So I was predicting kind of a loss. But we couldn't have won this game. I'm telling you right now. This loss is on Christy's sites. Now let's go to our motorsport segment of this week's episode, where we have Formula One. And yes, Red Bull Racing continues with the speed of the car. Lando Norris completely dominated. After he took the lead from Max, he never looked back. Red Bull, it fell down 20 seconds behind Lando. I've never seen that before. Not from a Red Bull car. I'm like, it is crazy. McLaren, I have to have my hats off to them. They have the better car right now. Especially with the second half of the season already started, so I don't know. Max finished second, has a lead for the championship, but Lando is getting there. Charles Leclerc finished third, and Sergio Perez finished sixth, which that's good, but it's still like, Sergio, we need you a lot more, bro. Because like, if we're gonna get a construction championship again, you need to step it up, dude. Like, you've been doing good for the past few races, but we need top 5s, top 3s, man. We need you in the podium, dude. And Red Bull Racing, please do something about that car, because we cannot be 20 seconds behind McLaren. Simple as that. This is like all over with Mercedes. It's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Now continue with the motorsports. Let's go to NASCAR. Mr. Burton finished number 1. Ross Chastain finished 12, and Daniel Suarez did not finish the race. This was overall not a good race for trackhouse racing, especially because Ross finished 12th and Daniel Suarez didn't finish the race at all because he got into a wreck. I don't know, with one more race to go, and now Daniel Suarez is on the 17th spot, and Ross is still maintaining, in the playoff bubble. I don't know, guys. I don't know. You need to be done something. Come on, Trackhouse. Don't disappoint me, man. Don't disappoint me this year again. Come on, guys. Now let's go to our professional wrestling segment of this week's episode. This past weekend, we had one of the biggest pay-per-views, I think, for AEW, All In, which happened in England. And man, this thing was fantastic. It was awesome. What a pay-per-view. I have to say, AEW knows how to put a fantastic show. I'm telling you, and the matches were fantastic. I'm not going to go through all the matches because there was a lot of them, and I don't know if I have enough time. But I'll try to do as much as I can, guys. We're going to go with a Casino Gauntlet match, which I was very surprised the Christian Cage won. But what was the most important thing about that match is the arrival of Ricochet. That's right, Ricochet. He was a free agent. He was no longer with WWE, thank God. And now he's with AEW. And now, just to think the lineup of matches that he's going to have against the AEW roster, it's just fantastic, and I'm telling you. Now let's go with the FTW Championship, where Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree, versus Hook, the Challenger. This match was really good, very impressive. I was actually surprised that Hook got the win by submission. So I was not expecting that, but I'll give Jericho a lot of credit. He is pushing and allowing new talent to evolve. And you see the evolution of Hook lately, especially this year. He is becoming more, has a better flow as a wrestler, as a professional wrestler. And that's why he looks. And this kid has a lot of potential. He just needs to keep developing. Now let's go for the TNT Championship with Jack Perry versus Darby Allin. This match was bonkers. I'm telling you right now. Again, I don't know how Darby is still alive. My dude, please slow it down. But I have to give credit to Jack Perry. He could wrestle. He could go. Even though he's on the heel side now. But he could go. And Darby, man. And then Sting showing up to support him. Man, that was crazy. That was awesome. Now let's go with the Young Bucks versus the Acclaim versus FTR for the Tag Team Championships. I was really expecting not the Young Bucks to retain the titles. I was expecting the Acclaim to win because the Acclaim have a lot of momentum. The crowd loves them. We love them. They're great wrestlers. But no, the Young Bucks won, which I was surprised. I'm like, wow, okay. Which is crazy because the Young Bucks now are only wrestling once a month. So, trying to get some healing back. This guy's been doing wrestling for a long time, so I totally get it. They're playing the whole, VP, angle, which is good. So we'll see where this goes. Now going for the American Championship, which MJF was fighting Will Ospreay. This match was off the hook. And again, I have to say this. MJF is one heck of a heel and one heck of a professional wrestler. I'm telling you, this kid, when I saw this kid in MLW years ago, man, this kid got talent. And of course, Will Ospreay, what can I say about Will Ospreay right now? He is the best bound machine. I love Kenny Omega, but Kenny hasn't wrestled in over a year. And we truly don't know if he could ever wrestle again after the injury that he suffered. I hope he does. But man, Will Ospreay, man, he makes everyone look good. I'm like, this was one of the best matches I've seen. This is a 5-star match for this year. I'm telling you right now. Now, Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the TBS Championship. This was actually crazy. this was a back and forth. Like, we all knew Mercedes was going to win, retain. But the chemistry that these two have in a wrestling match is fantastic. They truly understand each other, their strengths, their weaknesses. They look a little nervous because my guess they were going to push so hard to do a great match that sometimes they look a little timid, but they put one heck of a performance. This was one of the best matches that I've seen this year, and I mean overall. Real good match, ladies. Well done, well done. Now let's go for the Trios Championship. The Patriarchy versus the Bam Bam Club versus the BBC versus the House of Black. I personally was hoping the House of Black was going to win this. But no. You know, it was the BBC Pack finally have another title. It was another Trios title. So it was okay. It was cool. Like, I kind of knew, we all kind of knew, because this is in England and that's his home turf. Same thing with Will Ospreay. They had to win. They had to win. So that's what happened. It was one heck of a match, though. Fantastic match. And at the end, it was actually cool that the House of Black gave props to the Bastard Pack. And that was cool. That was really cool. Because, man, the House of Black, those guys are good. Now let's go for the Women's Championship, where Toni Storm versus Mariah May. I was actually rooting for Mariah May to win. I want to see her, if she could carry the title, what she can do. But Toni Storm retained the championship. It was a good match, very solid. But compared to the match between Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker, it fell short. It fell short. But it was a good match overall. And now for, I think, one of the best matches that I've seen in wrestling overall. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson. Those of you that know me know that I don't like Bryan Danielson at all. I think he's highly overrated. He's a one-hit wonder. Simple as that. Even when the first time when I saw him in ROH, I never liked him. But I have to give credit where credit is due. He is one heck of a wrestler, professional wrestler. But man, Swerve, that's my dude right there. He is no joke. Man, but this was one of the best matches that I've seen. And again, the chemistry that they had, it was amazing. It was fantastic. Very impressed by both of them. Very impressed. I was very impressed that Swerve actually lost by submission. I'm like, that was pretty big for him. He showed a lot of character. Like I'm like, okay. So I know what they're gonna do. They're doing a trilogy, and then for Danielson to retire after the trilogy, because he's obvious, he wants to retire. He wants to spend time with his family, and that good stuff. So that's good. That's fine. Sorry about that, guys. But it was overall one heck of a pay-per-view. Thank you, Tony Khan, again. And yeah, guys, if you guys can do me a huge favor, if you could just like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel for those that haven't do so. You could also ring the notification bell so you guys know whenever I post a new video, new shorts, you guys get a notification. And I really appreciate you guys, because without you guys, this channel in its humble pace will not be growing. I thank you, I appreciate you. I'll see you next week, and nothing but love.